Rod Diggs got 3 life sentences. You heard about this?
I actually seen it on, I think it was on your website yesterday, and I was like, and I feel bad because I know Rod Diggs, and Rod Diggs is an honorable dude. You know, I don't know about his situation, but I met him, and he was a stand-up individual, and it's sad that, you know, 3 life sentences. Like one of my best friends is serving that, so it's like that's harsh, man. It's like, whew, you know. All you could do is just shake your head for something like that.
I mean, in a situation like that, I mean, you do know him, so it's a situation that's close to home, so you can't really be completely neutral about this. But you know, the reason why he got 3 life sentences was over being convicted over a string of murders. You know, do you ultimately feel, you know, and we don't know whether it happened or not, but the jury felt that way, and you know, hence the sentence. Do you feel that, you know, if you do murder in this society, you should be put in prison for life? So what's your take on that?
My take on this is, we understand the life, and another good friend of mine who's also serving pretty much the same amount of time, Pistol Pete, that I grew up with, and he wrote something called the MVPs of the game, and he said, when we engage in these acts, we knowingly understand what comes with this. We want the lights and we want the glitter and we want this, but we understand the only thing that's promised is jail or death. You know, and we try to, as myself, I try to point people in the other direction because I understand the mass destruction that comes from that. But there's a lot of these kids that glorify that, and a lot of people glorify that, and a lot of people are just caught up in that, and they don't understand what comes from it. You know, I think Rod Diggs, knowing the individual he is, I think he understood what comes with it. If he was engaged in that, I think he was prepared for the outcome of his activities. You know, I don't wish murder on anyone. I don't wish anybody to get killed, but I don't understand. I don't know that man's situation, so I can't really give you the background on it, but I just understand that when you engage in those lives, that's what I tell these kids. Like, y'all want to glorify this and y'all want to do this, but when you engage in those things, you basically, you make a contract to give up your life at some point. Nobody knows when, but you give up your life. Now, if that's what you want to do with yourself, I can't help you with that. That's a personal decision, but just understand that those are the only thing that's promised to that. So I think if Rod Diggs was living that life and he was in those streets and he was handling that, then he's aware that that's what comes with it. You know, and I don't wish death on anyone. I don't wish death on the people who were allegedly murdered. I don't wish death on him, you know, but when you involved in that life, it's only 2 outcomes.
Where we are as men, we just understand the equity in our relationship. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the good outweigh the bad.
Okay, we can't hate on her, so let's say she has AIDS. Okay, now let's call her a fat bitch. Like, well, you already said I had AIDS, and so you think you calling me a fat bitch is gonna really hurt me?